Hey, this is Joe from Home Studio Corner. In this video, we're going to compare two different recordings of the same song, both acoustic guitar and vocals only, but one was recorded live and one was overdubbed. So this first one in red, I played and sang at the same time. I had a microphone on my voice and a microphone on the guitar. This second one, I recorded the guitar first and then recorded the vocal separately to get cleaner audio. This first one, I also just played without any headphones and didn't even use a click track. So it's just a really raw live performance. The second one, I did use a click track, so it's got a little more consistent time. Now, this isn't a perfect A/B test because there's two different variables. One is that it's live versus overdub. Two is that it's without a click versus with a click. But I still think there's something for us to learn here. I played this for a group of people, and I was surprised by which one they preferred. And we'll talk about that in just a second. But for now, let's listen to both. First, I'll play the first intro, verse, chorus of the first recording. Then we'll jump straight to the second one. Leave your comments about your thoughts on each. And when it's done playing, I'll come back and tell you what I think. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, they're on to something. I need to stop hanging on to every word they said, but they're on to something. Yeah, they're on to something. Oh, they're lies. They're not something to believe in, but they're beautiful. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to stop listening to voices in my head, but they're on to something. Yeah, they're on to something. I need to stop hanging on to every word they've said, but they're on to something. Yeah, they're on to something. Oh, no, they're lies. They're not something to believe in, but they're beautiful.
Okay, what did you think? My initial thoughts when I did this test myself was I leaned towards the second one because it was cleaner. The acoustic guitar sounds clean, the vocal is clean, and there's separation there. And I can go in and do things like tune the vocal, clean up the timing in places without deteriorating anything. So those all tend towards, from a practical standpoint, I like the overdub better. It's more useful for me. But what was interesting, when I played this for a pretty large group of people, they all, or majority of them, preferred the live performance. Even though since it's live, it's going to be hard to do any vocal tuning because there's too much guitar bleed in the vocal mic, even though there are probably some timing issues and mistakes in both the guitar and the vocal, the energy and the feel of the first one was something they preferred to listen to. So I found that to be super fascinating. I would probably lean towards, after hearing that feedback and going back and listening, I hear what they're saying, and I would probably lean towards something like this if I wanted this to be either just an acoustic vocal release, or what I'm really thinking about is on the next full production that I do, doing the scratch tracks, the bass tracks for the song this way, both singing and playing live to really capture that energy. I could always go back and re-record it later, but there was something special, even though there were more mistakes and more imperfections, there was something more special about this than this. The takeaway here is neither is bad, both would work, but there is something special if you can pull it off with the gear that you have and your skill level with being able to both play and sing, or to have multiple people playing at the same time versus sticking to a strict overdub style with everything that you produce. There are times where both situations make sense, but I think for a lot of us, we move away from the live and squarely into the overdub camp when there might be some cool magical things that could happen if we did more of this live recording, even at the expense of losing some of that quote-unquote perfection, but to capture some of that magic that happens when a musician is playing and singing a song. So think about ways you can incorporate this into your performance. Even if most of what you do is you've put together some tracks and then you record your vocal, what if you played and sang at the same time, just to see what would happen? Do your own tests, and you may find that for certain songs, the live one works better, and for others, maybe the overdub works better. But it's good to keep in mind that these are both legitimate tactics that you can use in your productions. All right, that's it for me. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to learn more about some of my experience with recording and some different ideas that I've had over the years for how to make your recording sessions work better, check out my recording cheat sheet at www.recordingcheatsheet.com. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.